Well, joining me on the broadcast right now is VP Sharma from SkyMet Weather. Good morning to you, sir, and thank you for joining us on the broadcast. We are tracking all the live updates of the cyclone Tauktae, which has ravaged many parts of India's west coast, as we are seeing at this point of time. Sir, could you tell us how the cyclone is moving, the pattern? What are we expecting in the next couple of hours? When is it likely to make that landfall in Gujarat?
Okay, you see, first thing first, the cyclone, which was a very severe cyclonic storm, we were terming it since yesterday. The news is it has intensified further to the next category. It's an extremely severe cyclonic storm. We have the various categories. Last category is super cyclone, which Amphan was there last year, but this is just one short of that. Extremely severe is some cyclone. Okay, means the winds are almost to the tune of about 200 kilometer per hour in the inner periphery of this particular system, and it's going to intensify further. At the moment, it is equivalent to category 4 hurricane, which are not very common. It's very rare actually in the Arabian Sea having such a cyclone in the month of May. Possibly it has happened after decades. Okay, so we have to caution. Now, about the positioning of this particular system, at the moment I feel it's almost abeam Mumbai by about 120-125 kilometers into the sea. If we draw a straight line from Mumbai in the Arabian Sea to the west of it, it is centered over there. The storm is very, very severe. Okay, it's having an eye, you can see, eye dimension. Eye is indicative of its strength. It's almost about 30 kilometers wide. That eye is there. The temperatures are very warm. The only thing is Mumbai has not rained much with this, unlike Goa and Ratnagiri, which were battered yesterday with similar positions from the coast. But then Mumbai, fortunately, it has rained not very heavily. Light rain, drizzle, thundershower have been continuing. And possibly it's the topography of Mumbai like that. Unless the winds they change to southwesterlies, Mumbai doesn't rain very heavily, but we don't lower our guard. We expect the rains even over Mumbai. Today also, in the next about 6 hours, we keep preparing ourselves because the sea coast is there, storm wave is there, storm surge is there. Storm surge has increased further in height. In the proximity of this particular storm, it is almost about 30 feet high, more than 2-story building. That is the phenomenal height of the storm surge. Yes.
Are we looking at a super cyclonic storm like we had seen before in the case of Cyclone Amphan? Are we looking at a super cyclonic storm now?
I will say that cyclones are very mischievous. We never forecast it earlier that it will become extremely severe cyclonic storm. It has been changing the goalposts. It has been changing the timelines. It has been changing the track also. We started off with earlier track, possibly wherein it may find skip and skirt Gujarat coast. Then we said it is Porbandar and Nalia, and now it is closer to Diu. I will say actually to me it appears it is between Diu and Mahua. It will cross the Amreli district coast line. But then I want to caution, we don't wait for tomorrow morning. Like we are saying that 18th morning it will cross. I feel that preparation should go on even in the evening itself today. We are going to have very, very severe, extremely severe weather activity over coastal parts of Saurashtra, covering even Junagadh, Amreli, Mahua, Viraval, all these places. Extremely severe winds in excess of 150 kilometers. In gust, it could be touching even 200 kilometers per hour. Unprecedented. Okay, I would like to caution about that. It's a very, very severe. Yes, you mentioned about super cyclone. It is a possibility. The sea is it's sailing in very, very favorable environmental condition. Sea is very warm, 31 degrees. Wind shear is low. These are the factors. Heat potential continues to be very high. These are the conditions which enter. Nothing stops it to become that. But at the moment, we are restricting us to extremely severe, which itself is more than 200 kilometers per hour hour also. In gusts, the winds will reach. In super cyclone, you can add another 30, 40, more than 120 knots or so. You can rate them as a severe super cyclone. It is just short of that. Nothing stops it even becoming that also for a short duration probably. The only good thing is normally when the storms they approach the coast, because of little cooler waters, they do not intensify beyond that level. But then even category 4 is phenomenal. It is packed with the catastrophic damaging potential, I will say. Yeah,
absolutely. The cyclone is very alarming for the states that have seen much of the ravage that it has caused in its wake, and now, as you rightly pointed out, it's moving upwards to Gujarat, and Gujarat must be battle ready today evening and not waste any time. But also it's a double whammy for the entire coastal belt that has been reeling under COVID-19. It's a tough measures in place by the respective state governments out there. Amit Shah, yesterday we had seen how the Home Minister had taken stock of the situation and held various meetings with the chief ministers of states. Do take us through the do's and don'ts one must keep in mind when the cyclone does make a landfall in Gujarat at this point of time, as well as in Diu and Saurashtra.
Remember last year Amphan, when it struck West Bengal, it went through and through Kolkata. Even at that time we had the COVID conditions. So the NDRF teams, NDMA, all these the agencies, the relief agencies, they are possibly they already had a go at it during last year when the Amphan was there. This time obviously because the situation is a little further critical as far as the COVID is concerned, all the states where the storm is battered, whether it was Kerala, whether it is Goa, whether it is Maharashtra, Ratnagiri, all these states have also, they're battling with the COVID-19, and so will be Gujarat. The toughest call now Gujarat has to take, because this storm, when it strikes, it is going to cause phenomenal damage. It is going to uproot trees, huge trees, electric pole, disconnecting communication, connectivity. It could be, everything will be hampered. The water supply, electricity, which is very, very essential for COVID vaccine as such to restore as such, unless we shift it to some safer places. Because once the damage is done, it is not that after the storm passes over, you get back quickly to the normals. No, it will not happen. The track of the storm will leave a trail of destruction. And therefore, restoring back to normal, it will take time. Okay, so we keep that time factor also in mind. Start preparing today evening itself for the inclement weather conditions, severe weather conditions. Don't wait for, again I said, don't wait for tomorrow morning. It will be striking earlier than that. I have been saying earlier that 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. I think it will be before that. Okay, so please exercise caution anytime. Tomorrow evening onward, possibly it should strike somewhere around midnight, but then we prepare ourselves well in advance.
Mr. GP Sharma,
yes.
You speak with urgency, urging the people to be cautious, beginning from this evening onwards and not waste any time. Your last, before I let you go, Mr. GP Sharma, what message would you like to give the people who are living on these coasts, in the coastal belt?
See, what I say is Gujarat has not seen a cyclone for more than 2 decades of this scale. Our east coast only, whether it is Andhra Pradesh, Orissa, West Bengal, they are more prone to cyclones in this month. In the month of May, Gujarat has not seen cyclone. For more than 2 decades, I was just tracking before till about from 2000 onward, it is not there. Okay, so we have not experienced. The people who keep seeing these things, they have a go at it. They have a first-hand experience. Gujarat people, coastal Saurashtra, for a generation, possibly they have not seen such scale of the storm. They have to be extra. No one should take it very lightly. I think the evacuation, even in the time permitting, which is available to us, people should be large scale, should be evacuated from there. People should carry all the essentials which is required. They should be prepared to stay more than a couple of days away from their home after the evacuation, because it's going to leave a trail of destruction. Okay, so they should be prepared for the worst. And then obviously I hope every machinery, state machinery, admin machinery is geared up to tackle these, take up this challenge. But for the common public also, it's very essential. They must understand they haven't seen such a storm earlier. Okay, so exercise caution. Yeah.
We must be prepared for the worst. Thank you, Mr. GP Sharma, President of SkyMet, for joining us on the broadcast.
Thank you.